every year the Great North Run is on television, and every year I sat in front of the television and I thought, isn't this such a fantastic event? I would love to do it. And 2 years ago I thought, in fact 3 years ago I thought, well, why don't I just do something about it? I know I want to do it and I can do it. And I've always run for recreation, but every time I ran for even a 10k locally, I ended up getting injured. And I realised that the only way, if I wanted to pursue my goal, which was to run the 13.1 miles, that I had to actually get involved with a running club, because I would learn how to run, I would get encouragement from other people. So that's what I did. I joined a local running club. You can join any local running club. You can walk with the running club. You could run 1 mile, you could run 3 miles, you could find yourself, before you know it, running 5 miles. And this is actually how it happened. I started from probably the ability of running 4 miles to actually taking on to do 5 miles one week. Maybe the next week I would do 7 miles, and it built up, and great encouragement from other runners. And about 2 weeks before the run, I did my first 12 miles and I felt absolutely fantastic. And I thought, right, I've done enough. So I went off to Newcastle. I was running totally on my own because I was going to stay with family there. I didn't want the pressure of running to raise money for charity. I just wanted to do this as my own personal goal. And that was another big obstacle really on my own, going totally singly to an event with, I think, over 50,000 people in that year. So I went, I was dropped off at the train station that morning, mingled with the crowd and just started talking to people. And there were people there very much like me, on their own and all nervous and excited and talking about how their preparation had been and what they thought, what time they might do it in and so on. But very quickly, the event itself organises you know where to stand, they do all their warm-ups, and when it came to starting, when I crossed the beginning line, my heart was pumping. Absolutely pumping, and my mouth was dry, and I thought, so nervous, but you just get swept along and you do it. And the greatest feeling last year was going over the Tyne Bridge and someone said, look up, and the red arrows were going overhead. I'm crazy about the red arrows, loved it. So that was it, tootled on, went on to the end of my run, came into the very last section, and the feeling of just getting down towards the finishing line. The last 800 metres seemed really, really long. I was saying to myself, that's 2 laps on the track at our local leisure centre. And I thought it would never, ever end. And I got there eventually, got to the end, and actually wanted to keep running. Just felt so brilliant. So anyway, I did it again this year. I've experienced it for 2 years. This year there were 57,000 people. And again, I knew what to expect, but I just thought, I'm going to do it for 3 years in total. That's my goal now. And once I do that, I'll be really, really happy. But I think the most important thing, the biggest message I really felt for me was sitting in front of that television thinking, just do it. And that's when the Nike logo came into my head, and I thought, that's what it's all about, just do it. And then when I decided that I really wanted to do something about it, I thought, well, look, I usually am fairly fit. I can keep up a fitness regime. There's no reason why I can't do it. I knew other people who had done it, and I thought, well, if they can do it, I can do it. And I just thought it's worth pushing yourself for. It's good to have a goal. I was at that stage in my life when my children didn't need me as much as before, and this was my time maybe to develop myself, set myself goals, also away from the workplace, things that were in my, my interests that I wanted to pursue for me. And also found running a very good way just to clear your mind, enjoy being outside, getting fresh air, and just some thinking time as well. So I think that was another benefit of doing it. Just the feeling of that I could never do it, I think I overcame it just by saying, well, why not? Why shouldn't I do it? Just make myself do it. And once you actually say, I'm doing it, and make sure a few other people know that you're doing it, you have to do it. You have to do it because you've told everybody, and you don't want to let anybody down, because that's another I think an acclamation or a proclamation that I intend to do this, and that helps you work towards your goal as well. Maybe it adds a little bit of pressure to you, but as long as you do everything in moderation and just take your time with your training, I think you will get there.